down. What did you write down over there? I saw you jot something. What's going on? Mr. Parrish at 2 o'clock. Are we good? We're ready? Alright, we're ready. Yeah, tell us the problems, ladies. Give us the 10 problems first. Let's see.
Do we have to explain them? Or do we just say them?
Just tell us the problems. Just need to hear the problems so we can move on.
150 people stayed in one house.
150 people? What size house, Caleb? What would an average size house be? This size? 2 of these? 3 of these? Half of this? A quarter of this?
A small house.
Oh, what's a small house? Half of this? This size?
This size room.
This size room. 150 people in this room?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? No. So, you know, the thing that we're trying to determine here, guys, we're taking a trip down. What does it mean to be a voter? What does it mean to be an informed voter? Now, you're dependent upon the information that the people are presenting. As of right now, with that statistical data that she's throwing out there, right now you're already going, I don't know if I can trust what this person's telling me. So go ahead, what's problem number 2, Caleb?
Workers would get beaten until their bones broke.
Workers would get beaten until their bones broke. That's pretty graphic. All right, we can dig it. Go on.
Children were overtired.
Children were overtired. We have a young man like that in class today. He's overtired. We're working long hours. Well, that's not why he's tired. Go ahead. Next up.
Young workers would get dropped in cold water and they would drown.
Young workers were dropped in cold water so they would what?
If they were drowsy.
If they were drowsy. And doing that would do what for the kids? It would wake them up. What is that called where the water was? Do you remember? Starts with a C. E-S-S. Cistern. Cistern. Okay, go ahead.
Children would get beaten until they were black and blue.
Children were beaten until they're black and blue. Would that become before or after the bones broke?
Before.
Before the breaking of the bones. All right, continue on with number 6.
Kids had many injuries.
Kids had many injuries. Like, oh, I've got a blister. Oh, I've stubbed my toe. Oh, Mr. Parrish, I have a paper cut. You see it? It's oozing blood. Can I go get a Band-Aid, please? You see it? No. Go ahead. What's that look for, Kayla? You got itchy nose? Okay.
People barely ate meat in their diet.
People barely? Why? Were they wanting to become vegetarians?
No, because they didn't have time to eat and they weren't given enough money to buy any food.
Very good. Meat was expensive. Go ahead.
Teenagers and young adults had permanent health problems.
Permanent health problems. What do you mean? Can you give us an example?
Like from smoke from the machines and stuff.
Smoke from the machines?
Like in their lungs. Asthma. Oh, asthma.
Asthma. Very good. Thank you. Mental diseases. How did they contract mental diseases from working in a factory?
Not diseases, mental
illnesses?
Yeah.
Such as?
Depression.
Oh, so they would become depressed. That's viable. Very good. Go ahead.
Towns and communities would be very polluted and had harmful smells.
Harmful smell. Now, what would you denote as being a harmful smell?
Toxic fumes.
Toxic fumes. Very nice. Go ahead.
Animals were dying in the water.
Animals were dying in the water. What they would just say, I feel like I'm on the verge of death. Let me find some water to die in.
No, because the water had all the waste and stuff in it. It was toxic.
What do you mean by waste? Oh, toxic waste?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. See, you have answers to my questions. That's all I want. Which ones do we want, ladies and gentlemen? Flip it over again. Let me review it. Listen. Oh, number 1 we like? Number 1 says 150 people had to stay in one home. All right. Pretty tight. I hope you like one another. Number 2 says, now how many of you like number 1?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Kayla, too.
Are you serious? She can't vote. All right, I'll try one more. How about number 2? Workers could get, fold it out, I can't see it. Workers could get beaten until their bones broke. No votes for that one. Number 3, children were overtired. No, all right. 4, young workers would get dipped in cold water if they were drowsy. So, Tom? You want that one? We got 1 vote for that one. Well, I guess we're moving on. Children would get beaten until they were black and blue.
We already did that.
No? Okay, flip it over. Kids had many injuries. No?
No.
People barely, now here, barely ate meat in their diet.
That's a really big problem.
Why is that a big problem?
Because it's like protein and nutrition.
About nutrition. Right. You're absolutely right. Teenagers and young adults have permanent health problems.
Mentally and physically.
So we got a little bit of votes on that, mentally and physically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not enough. 6. Towns and communities would be very polluted.
Nah.
No, and animals are dying in water. No, I guess it's number 1. Flip it over to number 1 for us, ladies. Write the problem down. Number 1 is going to be, and you guys write this down, 150 people. And that's awesome that we have an exact number. 150 people had to stay in one house. And she's asking, is that true?
Hi, Aaron.
What?
What was the cause of this, ladies? So that we can get this down so that we know how to make an informed decision when it comes to your proposal. Now, how or why was this happening according to you?
People weren't paid enough to buy their own houses.
People weren't paid enough to buy their own houses, is what she said. Let's write it down. People not paid enough to buy own house.
They would like.
No, that's all we need.
Alright.
Well, let's get this down. We got to inform the masses here so that we can make a conscious, intelligent voting decision, right? That's what they would do in Catholic school. Hold out your hand. That's what they used to do.
I'll do it.
No. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we got 150 to stay in one house. We've determined that a house is about the size of this room.
I know, it's a small house.
That's what she said. That's what she said. These people are here to propose a law. That is what she said. They have brought us the facts. These are the facts they're presenting. Get your head up, Jordan. Up in the air. There you go. Alright, so what's going to happen here, the reason this is happening, guys, is they didn't get paid enough to buy their own house. So why 150, ladies? Where did you come up with that number, 150? We need to know so that we can know how to vote when you propose your law. How come 150? Why not 12? What's the average size of a family, ladies and gentlemen?
6.
4, 6. You got a father, you got a mother, and you got
Children.
2 kids. 4.
And maybe
Now, can you take 4 and divide it into 150 evenly?
Yes.
You
No.
can be 5, that's 30 families.
So,
That's
Stand
33
with
and a
5,
half.
she's saying, holy crap, what is that? Does a
That's
Pope really
33.
bless your crap after you take a dump in the toilet?
That's 32
That's
and a
a
half
lot of
families.
families.
Alright, 150 divided by
32.
4. Let's just break it down. 4 goes into 15 what?
3.
3 times?
2.
Okay, so we're going to get a 12 or a 3 out of that. 4 goes into 31. Really, people? Really?
7.
Wow!
37.
Right? I did 2 fourths, we can break that down to a half. 37 and a half people. So we got 37 and a half families living in this one house the size of this room. 37. Just putting this in perspective, okay? Where did you get your data from, ladies? Who came up with that, Heather or Kayla?
It wasn't in the, or it's not.
It was in the paper thing.
Uh,
I don't know what it's called. Well, eating the packet, it said 150? I think so. Because So they're presenting data that they're not too sure of. What's the law that you guys want to propose us? What is the law?